We're back. This is Matt.
This is Katie. This is On the Road Reviews.
With Matt-n-Katy.
And we just got out of Ad Astra.
Which has a lot of people in it, but it's mostly Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt, Donald Sutherland, Kimberly Elise briefly, Liv Tyler briefly, a nearly unrecognizable Jamie Kennedy, Natasha Lyonne. There's a bunch of people in this.
Ruth Negga,
who is beautiful and lovely, and I wanted to know more about her.
So that was first what I didn't like. If it's all right, unless you want to.
Yeah, go ahead.
So my biggest problem was, I get that this whole thing was about Brad Pitt's character's journey, but I wanted more. Some of these side characters I feel like were important parts of his journey, and we didn't, like the wife and the father. I felt like we didn't get enough to feel anything for those part of the story. I mean, yeah, I wanted more from those, and we didn't get that. And like you said, with Ruth Negga's character, it was the same thing. I was very interested, and when that whole scene where they're sitting down and she's giving him the full rundown, I'm like, I feel like we should know more about her. I felt like we should know more about the wife and that relationship, and I didn't feel like we got enough. And the father was the whole driving force, but for some reason I personally just didn't feel like we got enough of that. Now, that being said, I really enjoyed this movie. Katie and I went and saw it on IMAX screen, and I honestly think that's the way to watch it. It was beautifully shot. The visual effects are amazing. The score was really, really well done, and it was really tense in parts. I wasn't expecting the tension. When it was there, it was very intense. Now, I will say this.
I'm always expecting it in a space movie. I'm always tense in a space
Here's what I'm going to tell you right now, folks. This is a slow burn movie. This is a 2001 Space Odyssey slow burn. This is a moon slow burn. There's not a lot of action in this movie, but when there is action, it's quick bursts of intense action. That whole moon scene got me. The space station scene, there's a lot of it. There's a lot of stuff in this. I really enjoyed it. I don't know if I enjoyed it enough to where I would watch it again, but I definitely think it's a one-time viewing. If you do go see it, I would definitely suggest seeing it in IMAX if you're up for the extra surcharge, because it's definitely beautiful to look at. And even though it's a slow burn, it's not a slow burn to the point where you get bored. It kept me, even though I did have some problems with some of the lack of characterization or whatever you want to call it, I still was never bored while watching it. I was never bored. I was always looking forward to what was coming up next. And I just really enjoyed it. What'd you think, Katie?
I was figuring that the comparisons to 2001 are coming for this movie.
Yeah.
But for me, I hate 2001. I hate it. And I actually really, really like this one. For me, this felt like it's definitely a thinking kind of movie, which I think 2001 is supposed to be. But for me, this felt like a lot of conjoining of elements. So much of this movie is about reflection, about the son's life being a reflection of the father, and the son's choices being a reflection of the father's choices. And so much of the movie is seen through reflections. You're getting reflections off their helmets. You're getting reflections off of windows. There's a lot of that twinning. There's even a point where you're seeing a movie clip the Nicholas brothers, who were not twins, but always did their dance numbers in synchrony. There was always that twinning through the whole movie.
Good point. I didn't catch that.
Even wanting more from some of the characters, I felt like that was kind of okay, because a lot of this is about his isolation and about the fact that, are you going to Sonic? About the fact that he's pretending a lot of times, and so many people, how we wear masks, and for them there's literal masks over them that they're going into space. But I was kind of okay with not feeling like he had any deep connections to people, because he really didn't. My only real issue was there's a kind of a side trip that I felt was unnecessary. I didn't think it pushed the story along farther. I don't feel like it gave you any more insight into him as a character at all, so I wasn't really sure. That to me felt like could have been left out, and it would have been okay, because there is a lot going on, and it does feel like a couple different stories coming together. Yeah. It is long, but yeah, I never felt bored either. I was interested in it the whole time. I was worried about it. I was worried about him.
I get what you're saying about the isolation thing, but I don't know. I didn't get that same.
Well, and here's part of the reason. Here's one of the things I was talking about. There are moments where some big, loud thing happens, a collision or an explosion, whatever. And the way the audience gets that initially is in complete silence. Yeah. You get it from the outside, because so much of him is looking at things from the outside and not really being connected to stuff. And it eventually you eventually get inside and you're being rumbled around and all that. But I thought that was really genius, that you're expecting this huge thing, and instead it's a perfectly calm moment before you're thrust in there. It was really cool. The cinematography was gorgeous and really well done. Really
sound
interesting
design,
to me. The soundtrack is beautiful. Beautiful music. Wow. Yeah, I really liked it. I really liked it a lot, which I don't typically with space movies.
Katie's not usually a big sci-fi person.
Part of it is because I find it very terrifying. It's terrifying the same way underwater movies are terrifying to me. I'm an air sign, for those of you who believe in that kind of hocus pocus. So I would always rather be in the sky than underwater, but space is a different thing than flight. So it is that, oh my God, if anything happens, you can't breathe and you're just adrift in this vastness.
It did a really good job of that. All of the space scenes did a really good job of capturing that feel of,
oh, this would be terrifying.
Yeah, one wrong move and you're just out there in the middle of nowhere.
And beautiful and a life-changing thing, but terrifying.
Yeah. It was really good. The acting was really good across the board. This, I'd have to say, this is one of the best things I've seen Brad Pitt do in a long time. Since maybe something is along the lines of 12 Monkeys, just with where he went with the character.
I was thinking that too.
Tommy Lee Jones did a great job. The guy always looks like he's getting ready to cry still. He always looks like he's really mad or he's going to cry, like angry cry at some point.
They were brilliant with him. We were laughing that they've got two of the four space cowboys back in this, because Tommy Lee and Donald Sutherland are back together. But they did a brilliant thing with his age progression, because you see what I know is his either high school or college yearbook photo from the beginning, and what may very well be a shot from Space Cowboys early on in the jumpsuit. And then later you're watching video, and then later on it's like you just watch him age 50, 60 years over the course of this, which is really cool. And he definitely has that hound dog face. And sometimes just his expressions make you go, oh my God, I feel so horrible for him.
But it was good. I like I said, I liked it. I still had a problem with the characterization. I see what you're saying about the Brad Pitt character. And after you saying that, it does make a little more sense. But
I get it. You don't get any close connection
yeah,
to it.
I didn't, and it kind of made it. I felt very disconnected from the ending, where I felt like I should have felt happy for what was going on, but I couldn't. I don't know how else to explain
It's
it.
ambiguous. You don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know what the future's going to be.
Which maybe that's, maybe that's,
kind of the point.
yeah, it's kind of the point of it.
We're alone in the universe, and we've got to rely on each other, and we don't know what's going to happen. We just got to.
So Katie and I really liked it at Astra.
Yes.
And like I said, if you're up for the surcharge, I think it's definitely worth seeing in an IMAX experience. It's a beautiful movie. So yeah, as always, if you guys like what you see here, please subscribe, click like, ring the bell, and we'll be able to, you'll see when we post new stuff. Might not have anything next weekend. There's nothing new coming out next weekend. We haven't really decided.
Might talk him into seeing Hustlers.
We'll see.
He doesn't want to, but I might make him.
We'll see.
I watched Evil Dead for him. It's the least he can do.
We'll see. So there you go, folks. At Astra, we both liked it, and we will see you next time.
Thanks.